Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and this is going to be a commentary 1 versus 1. I'm Swaby going up against Galatia, and I have a pretty interesting build. And this build is actually based off of, as you can probably tell if you know the person, an old YouTuber named Soul Invictus. So, Soul Invictus was probably the best Swaby player in the game 5 years ago when he was uploading YouTube videos. Sadly, he no longer uploads. However, people like me are still taking inspiration from him. He has passed on his knowledge, basically. So, if you've seen this army before, you're probably thinking that this is an exact copy of it. Well, you're completely wrong. So, I have 2 spear wall, 2 Wodenaz spears, 2 round shield swords, 4 bloodsworn, 4 slingers, 3 noble riders, and 2 scout riders, and 1 spear brother. Now, Soul Invictus, instead of the spear wall and the round shield swords, he would have spear levy and berserkers. However, I was starting to realize that after playing a few games as Swaby with that build, it doesn't work against an opponent who isn't sword spamming. So I decided to switch it up and add a bit more sturdier units into the fight, like I just said, these spear wall and round shield swordsmen. Now, round shield swordsmen, I have criticized these guys in the past, but I also have I've lifted them up too. They're not a bad unit. You've just got to be careful with them because they're worse than bloodsworn. They're not as effective in terms of melee, and they're not as sturdy as swordmasters. I do apologize for all the bird noises in the background. So, basically, I decided, well, since they're not as sturdy as swordmasters, and I don't want swordmasters in my build, how about I use spear wall and match them with a better spear unit than spear levy. I do have it on slow motion, by the way, just so I can talk for a little bit. You can just watch the fighting in the background. So, like I was saying, I'll have the sturdier units, the spear wall, and the round shield swordsmen on the left. I think over here they're on the left too. Yes. And then on the right, I'll have the Wodenaz spears and the bloodsworn, the more offensive flank. So, on paper, it's smart. On a battlefield, it's about the most difficult thing you ever have to micro. Now, the center has something that you need to pay attention to if you're going up against this build, and that's fast charge. I have a fast charge general with Pride. Now, Pride gives armor piercing damage, so it's good on the bloodsworn. And the fast charge is exactly what it sounds like. It just gives your men a bigger charge bonus, which is very important, and there's no penalties to it, by the way. So I'm fighting a Galatia here, who has a formidable frickin' army, and I was horrified when he pulled this out. So he's got 5 Galatian legionaries, 2 Cappadocians, and 2 noble horse, 5 levy freemen, which is actually really good for him, and 4 skirmishers, slingers and Syrians. So he's got the mix of skirmishers, and he realizes, he's like, alright, I'm not going to fight him in the center. He's got no center. This is useless to fight against. No point. First move he does it right. Also, I am pummeling his horse skirmishers over here. We're trying to, at least. I am chasing him down, trying to get into melee as quickly as possible. I wanted to take those guys off the field right away. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do here is not necessarily surround him, but I wanted to keep that, but control him. I did mess up. I will fix that in a minute. I want to control him to do what I want to do. I don't want him to be comfortable. So the way I need to control is I need to be careful with my flanks. And I need to manipulate him to, retreat on one side, push on the other. Then I'll retreat and push on the other. And then he'll push back, he'll retreat, then I'll go offensive over here and pin him over here. So it's very much so about controlling your opponent and making the battle go the way you want. That's difficult. It's extremely difficult, especially using a Swaby army like this and not having the skill of Soul Invictus. So as you know, I'm not as good as Soul Invictus. He was a really great Swaby player. I absolutely love his videos. They are few and far between, but they're still out there. You gotta find them. So immediately, like I said, I'm going on this sort of search and destroy mission to take out his horse skirmishers. And it's going pretty well, actually. I mean, I am beating him, and I need to turn this down, because I already can tell it's going to be too loud. So, Yeah, like I said, just going after those guys right now, and we're kind of just staring at each other because my opponent knew what I wanted to do. But he still has to implement his tactic to beat me, and I am sitting pretty right now. Except for my right flank over there, which I did, like I said, mess up. I put 3 units behind the flank. I'll fix that. It is a fierce fight over here, by the way, trying to take out these horse skirmishers. I am taking heavy casualties as I bonsai into them. Basically, I just want to win as quickly as possible against these guys. He's moving up here on his flank, so I knew immediately the way he was acting over here. He wanted this engagement quickly. And I wasn't all against that, you know, because I felt pretty comfortable dealing with his guys. I felt competent enough to deal with these legionaries, although they are strong. And once I get by the legionaries, there's nothing here. This Cappadocian is a strong unit, but it's going to be useless if it gets into my noble riders. And I have Wodenaz spears and spear wall, both of which are sturdy and have cavalry counter tactics. That is another thing, by the way. Keep that in mind. All of my spears have cavalry counter tactics, making cavalry very difficult for my opponents to use. Spear brothers have them, by the way. That's why I brought them over the spear levy. So I'm trying to go at this Cappadocian. He sees it and he just walks away a little bit. He just doesn't want to get shot. So I'm going to be aggressive all across the front and just move up slowly. Now, a thing I do want to say, if you do end up... I made him waste the javelin volley there. That was funny. So if you do want to do this army, don't just go out in a full-on charge and attack your opponent. I still haven't fixed my flank, by the way. There we go. So don't just go on a full-on charge and attack your opponent. You're going to get absolutely devoured. This army heavily focuses on the wings and manipulating. So you can see I want to go over here. But my opponent is actually going to do something very odd but smart. And it's not something you would see against someone, because most people would just walk backwards. He's actually going to go up to the his left, I guess you could say. He's going to go to his left. And what that does is if I go for the left, he'll attack me and surround me. If I go to the right, he'll do the same. So that really puts me... And, oh, I do get some very good shots on the back of his legionnaire here. That's important. That puts me in a difficult position because now I basically can't attack this flank without risking surrounding myself. So he's backing up there, and now he's all of a sudden aggressive over here. Now I have screwed myself already because I'm too aggressive over here, and I will catch myself and stop being that aggressive. I get more shots on his back, by the way. I don't kill anyone, but I HP damage him. He's coming in over here. I am shooting Levy Freeman. That's fine, in my opinion. Any unit that I shoot, I'll take. And now he's going to push all of a sudden. Now here's something that I didn't pay attention to, and that was his skirmishers. All 4 of his skirmishers are moving with his army. And I see that, you know, I see this. I don't see this, though. And so I'm moving my general and stuff this way. I switch out here. I did this the entire game, by the way. Keep this in mind, and this is too loud. Stupid effects. So, I'm running up here. I am switching, so it catches Levy Freeman off guard. That unit's dead. That unit's literally dead. I get into his Cappadocians. He wanted to charge me, but I felt like that was a big mistake, and he does regret it later. I pop cavalry counter tactics, and he starts taking a lot of casualties on his guys. Coming over here with the legionaries, I have my Wodenaz spears staying in reserve, and I'm bringing up the Bloodsworn. Look at how many losses he's already taken. Now in melee, I will take a lot of casualties, but he's going to take even more simply because he did not get his click correctly, and now I'm coming up with the Wodenaz. I will switch out the Bloodsworn. Roundshield Swordsmen, though, are going to meet their maker in a minute. I am trying to run them out of here before they have to fight that Legionary. I don't want them to, because they will get absolutely destroyed. His Noble Horse goes into my Spear Wall. Very surprised to see that he's winning. I was annoyed with that. Legionaries do rout my Bloodsworn due to the amount of fire that they are taking. Or they don't rout yet, but they will in a little bit there. Get a nice Javelin volley on his Legionnaires. I felt this was a good time to attack. He's not paying attention. Roundshield Swordsmen have to get the initiative. He's getting shot, already down to 155. Cappadocians will lose to Noble Riders. Dude got his guys surrounded, and they're being shot. That's pretty good for me. Charge, and then I'm trying to break this Levy Freeman just very quickly, but it doesn't really go that well. Wodenaz are being shot. Now, here is my mistake. He's got 4 skirmishers that are just pounding my infantry, and I am not doing anything about it. And that's because I couldn't... He's got these 4 cav. I have 3 Noble Riders, one of which is all the way over there. All his cav, his important cav, is over here. I did take out 1, but that does not take out the Noble Horse. Those are formidable units, and I have to watch out for them. I popped Pride. Now, this was a mistake, but I was just hoping to give my guys a bit of a boost to take down these Legionaries. He does get into my slingers. I did see it, but I couldn't really do anything about it. I do retreat and fix that up. So once the skirmishing stops, I start losing. Cavalry, I'm trying to take these noble riders out as fast as possible, or noble horse, but they just would not go down. They are taking losses. They're down to 47. They are losing, but here come the legionaries. I'm gonna have to get out of there. Wodenau's Spears is winning against this Galatian Legionnaire. That's just a testament of how good they are. Galatian Legionnaires are really good too, but we all know Wodenau's Spears are better. So now okay, hold on, we gotta slow down. This was chaotic, and this is the problem with this army. It's so micro intensive. You gotta watch everywhere. So let's just take a look at the battlefield. We'll pause for a moment. So I'm making a mistake here. I put this Bloodsworn here to counter the Levy Freemen, but that was useless and stupid because I had a Wodenau's Spear that could have done the same thing. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting my Levy Freemen at stake because he's got 4 skirmishers here, and he does annihilate that Bloodsworn, and he ends up getting 0 kills. So that Bloodsworn was useless. I should have kept him back here with the skirmisher to protect him from the oncoming Levy Freemen that were just ravaging my back line. Over here, though, I'm not making a mistake, actually. I'm going to be offensive with my Spear Brothers and Bloodsworn together to do as much damage to this Legionnaire as possible. Then I'm going to cycle charge with Bloodsworn. Over here, I was completely caught off guard. His cavalry Cappadocians got a nice charge into my Wodenau's Spears, and now he's following up Levy Freemen. I'm going to have to somehow turn that around, so let's play it. See what happens here. I am starting to swing my cav back around to deal with that Levy Freeman. Should have been dealt with by the Bloodsworn. That's fine, though. There we go. Got into the Legionary. Gonna double team this Legionary. Gonna pull out my Noble Riders after accidentally charging. Popped cavalry counter tactics just because everything was chaotic and I was getting scared. I will send the Bloodsworn in a moment there. Units end up glitching. Nope, they don't end up glitching. They were going to glitch. So he comes in. Oh my god, this is freaking everywhere. My god. So, Bloodsworn, like I said, is dead. It's dead unit. I'm cycle charging, so doing that good. He's got this Cappadocian position, but I saw this, and I very quickly was going to deal with it. Got my Spear Wall coming out, and they still haven't used cavalry counter tactics. When he comes in through here, I have Noble Riders and Spear Wall that will double team him and end up wiping that Cappadocian off the field for the loss of only a few slingers. Smartly, my opponent comes up here with this Levy Freeman and now threatens my Bloodsworn, but I don't care. I'm just going to say screw it. Send the Bloodsworn in, Spear Brothers will come out and deal with them. So like I said, cycle charge. You got to keep that in mind that I am cycle charging all of the time. And that's the important part. Now he throws in a Levy Freeman and is losing against the Wodenau's. Bloodsworn is dead still. That poor unit. Germanic Slingers trying to gather what I can to just get over here, realizing that this is the main theater now. Like I said, though, he's losing this Cappadocian. I have Bloodsworn to go in and help that. Wodenau's Spears will not break anytime soon to Galatian Legionaries. Holding my Slingers back, they'll threaten whatever I need them to. I was hoping this Bloodsworn could break this, but my opponent, who's got the cav advantage and uses it perfectly, gets 2 rear charges on my guys, and that's about it for them. They will soon break. Bloodsworn and, well, really any Swaby unit is going to break instantly from rear charges, so I do shoot him a little bit there. Hopefully to get some revenge, but as you can see, just not enough. I get a few kills. Not bad. Levy Freeman will break, losing this round shield sword, though. It eventually stabilizes. I don't know how. Noble Rider going around this flank, and I'm going to rear charge that Legionary. He just continues shooting my Bloodsworn. Now, I make a mistake, but I had to do it because I wanted to inflict some casualties on him. I get my Noble Riders into these Noble Horse. Now, this is a mistake, like I said, because look, he's got more Noble Horse there, but they're tied up with Spear Brothers, so that's the one good thing. And he's got these 4 skirmishers, which will annihilate my 4 cav units. So I was hoping to save this skirmisher. I do end up doing it, but I actually think it dies in a minute here. And I do end up having to sacrifice a Noble Rider to get my general out of there, which I still had fast charge on. You probably noticed that I haven't used it yet. Keep that in mind. Bloodsworn and Round Shield Swordsman are tearing this Galatian Legionary apart, about to finish it off. Round Shield Swordsman sadly breaks off the field. Really wish he would have stayed. Getting my Spear Brothers out of there. Sacrificing my Noble Rider, like I said, just to... I really didn't have to, but I was afraid. He still had that cav unit right there. He does get caught by my Slingers, which I thought was funny. So I got a Spear Brother. Let's just look at what we have left. This Legionary dies in a minute. I have a Noble Rider, pretty healthy. A Spear Brother, almost useless. Germanic Slingers, pretty not in good shape. Another Noble Rider, almost, well, not healthy, but healthy enough. And then I have a Spear Wall and a Bloodsworn, which are finishing off that Legionary. Now and I have that Slinger in the back. He will play the most major part in this battle ever. So my opponent has a Levy Freeman, useless, basically. 4 skirmishers that have not been touched. That is a pretty freaking formidable piece of his army right there, and I haven't done anything to do damage to it. He's got 2 damaged Glacial Legionnaires, a Noble Horse, a Levy Freeman, and a pretty healthy Noble Horse, so that's good for him. Pulling back here, honestly, like I said, that Legionary dies in a minute. Just wanted to finish it off quickly. Now, right here, I had to make a move. My opponent is shooting my general, so I do pull back further. I have 2 skirmishers, so I can't skirmish, but I have 3 infantry units that are stronger than his 3. I decide to charge. I pop fast charge and to send my men roaring into this fight for one last charge. Because I had absolutely no way to counter those skirmishers. He even used freaking precision shot. I'm coming in fast here. I knew I just had to deal the knockout blow, but it was not hard, not easy to do. That's easier said than done. General comes in. He makes a mistake here. He charges my spear wall that had cavalry counter tactics again. He gets fast charged by a spear wall. My general comes in too. Spear Brothers coming in too, just to damage as much as that cavalry unit as I can. Got my other Noble Rider coming in. But look, the unit, Gondor has arrived. Watch what this Germanic Slinger does in a minute. So I fast charge his general with my Noble Riders, who did have fast charge, by the way. Bloodsworn are cleaning up the Glacial Legionnaires. I'm getting shot to death. I had to silence those skirmishers. So I tell my men to draw their knives and they're going in. They're going to charge into these Syrian archers. Spear Wall are just going ham at this point. And I'm inflicting as many casualties as I possibly can at this moment. Here they come, guys. The ones who silenced the skirmishers for just a second and gave me time. Oh, it was so nice to see that, because now I wasn't getting shot and he was. So although he had more skirmishers, they were completely silenced because that unit decided to sacrifice itself. Well, not decided, I made it sacrifice itself. Now the tide is turning for my Galatian opponent here. I'm swinging in with the Bloodsworn and the Spear Wall. Got my general, and I got more cav now. For once, I outnumber my opponent in the cav field. Syrians are getting shot up as they run away. General's still getting shot. His general dies here, I think, right? Not yet. Maybe in a little bit. I thought he died. I thought I saw one of his units say that he died. I decided to double team his Noble Horse general. Spear Wall, Bloodsworn are just racking up the kills. Shooting that Syrian, the general dies now. He died on this charge. He even used a battle rhythm there. At this point, though, as you can see, the Galatian has been defeated. Holy crap. That was one heck of a battle, guys. I absolutely loved it when we were playing. It was so fun. Oh my god. So I finish off the last Syrian there, and victory is mine. This was so difficult to micro, and you can see the amount of mistakes I made just started to pile up and were turning the battle against me. Now, so you can see our armies here. Look at the kills. 2091 to 2025. Oh my god, it was so close. I had 80 more. Yeah, I had 80 more men than him. So, no, I had 90 more men than him. Wait a minute, hold on here. Okay, well, we'll just say I had 80 more men than him. I don't know, I can't count. So my opponent, holy crap, scared me as soon as this game started, because I was horrified to see 5 Galatian Legionaries backed up by 2 Noble Horse and 2 Cappadocians, and even the horse skirmishes just to add on. So like I said, 0 kills on a Bloodsworn, but 474 on another. So let's go back. You can see the kills there. Let's go to custom battle real quick. And this is the build I came up with, just by sitting here and kind of fiddling around. This is the build Sol Invictus used to use. So I have 480. The only reason I have that is because I don't have Kimbri bowwomen. I have the Germanic Slingers. Longbow Hunters aren't good enough, so I don't use them. Germanic Slingers are really good because they're very tanky. He can take a lot of shots. So basically, this was the build that he used. Now, there's a major problem, and it's the Spear Levy and the Berserkers. They're just not sturdy enough. The thing is, though, is I have a video, which I will try and remember to put somewhere in here, of me 1v1ing a Tylus player. Now, with this build, not exactly this build. I think I had some things that were changed out. I only had 2 Noble Riders, and I had 3 Scout Riders. Now, it went well. It went good. I won the battle, and my opponent had a lot of Tribal Warriors. And then I watched Sol Invictus's video of him using the same build against another Tylus player who had 10 swords, and he ended up winning. Now, I watched the video and realized something that this army is really only good against sword spam. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. So when I take out the Berserkers and the Spear Levy and add in the Spear Brothers, the Spear Brother, 2 Spear Wall, and 2 Round Shield Swords, that gives me a much more sturdier army where I'm using basically the majority of my funds. Now, like I said, I have hated on the Round Shield Swordsmen. They have less morale and less defense than the Bloodsworn. However, the Bloodsworn do die quicker than them, and you saw there that the Round Shield Swordsmen performed very well, even when they were fighting head-on against Galatian Legionaries. They were matched up with the Spear Wall pretty well. Spear Wall, though, here's the thing. Freaking 81 melee defense. Spear Levy have 59, which is actually a lot, in my opinion. What do Levy Freeman have? 55. Is that less or more? 59. Alright, it's a bit less, so not that important. But that's still a lot, though, when you think of it. So Wodenauts have 69. Giggity gig. Melee defense. So yeah, the melee defense of 81 is very important. So these Spear Wall are good for countering cavalry because of the counter cavalry tactics, and their shield screen for staying against infantry like Legionaries, or even, you know, something better like Oathsworn. So, you know, some like sword followers or fear swords. They're very good with that. Now, when you combined the Round Shield Swordsmen with the Spear Wall, it's a very one-sided battle in my opinion, because you both have javelins, so they're both throwing javelin volleys in. One's pinning them down, the other's doing the damage. Now you'll realize that they won't get that many kills, but together they are very fearsome. Now, one of my other round shields, it was this one on the left, he had like 159 kills. Most of those were on Levy Freeman. However, he did still fight against a Legionary and inflict some pretty important casualties on them. So really, it's just about matching your units correctly. So when I was using the Berserkers, I was matching them with the Wodenaw Spears because I had that same thought process. I was like, alright, Wodenaw Spears will get in, they'll pin them down, they'll use the shield screen, and Berserkers will follow up. But even with that, Berserkers were just getting torn apart, like absolutely destroyed. And in a sense, it's due to their numbers. They only got 80. They've got the Headhunt Frenzy charge, but even when you use both of them together, they're just not enough. The unit is just absolutely devoured by most things. It's like the Hexbearer. But the Hexbearer is actually useful because it has the Curse ability. It also has, what's this? Oh, it scares too, so actually that's a really important unit. Oh. Wodenaw Spears are important because of just their Wodenaw Spears. They got they're 70 morale. But yeah, Wodenaw Spears are just an awesome unit all around, backed up by the Spear Wall and Spear Brothers. And like I said during the battle, all these units have cavalry counter tactics. 4 of them have shield screen. Match that up with the Bloodsworn's ferocious charge and 10 bonus versus infantry, and you're gonna tear most things apart. Really, I don't even know what's gonna last against that. And then you got the Scout Riders, just there really, just to annoy your opponent and defend yourself. And obviously you got the really important Noble Riders. So that's really it. But yeah, honestly, seeing Sol Invictus, a guy who played 5 years ago, play your favorite faction is just so inspiring. I don't know what it is about it, but I had to remake this army. So Sol Invictus, I guess if you're watching, this video is dedicated to you. Alright, I'm just joking, but yeah, honestly, just seeing him play Swaby and absolutely annihilating almost everyone when he plays is honestly just so inspiring. So I'll continue his legacy basically. I'll give everyone a taste of the old Swaby Club. Alright guys, that's all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.